The most uncomfortable part of your day is not always when something goes wrong. Sometimes it is when nothing happens at all. No message, no noise, no pressure, no one asking for your attention. Just a quiet moment where life finally stops. And somehow, that is when your mind becomes the loudest. You reach for your phone. You open an app. You check something you already checked. Not because it matters. Not because you truly want it. But because the silence feels wrong. And this is the part most people never notice. They are not looking for entertainment. They are looking for escape. Escape from stillness. Escape from boredom. Escape from the uncomfortable feeling of being alone with their own mind. That is why doing nothing feels so hard now. Because your brain has been trained to treat quiet moments like a problem. Every time you fill a small empty space with stimulation, your brain learns a pattern. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Stimulation brings relief. And when this pattern repeats enough times, your mind stops waiting for boredom. It starts escaping before boredom even arrives. You sit down to work, and suddenly you want to check something. You try to rest, but rest feels empty. You wait in line, and your hand reaches for your phone. You lie in bed and your thoughts become louder than the room. None of this looks serious. It looks normal. But slowly, your brain is being trained to need input before it can feel okay. A new video. A new message. A new sound. A new problem. A new thing to react to. So when real life becomes slow, your brain does not always recognize it as peace. It recognizes it as a missing reward. Something is not moving. Something is not changing. Something is not feeding your attention fast enough. And that is why normal life starts feeling flat. Silence feels uncomfortable. Waiting feels painful. Reading feels heavy. Rest does not feel restful. Even free time does not feel free anymore, because the mind does not know what to do when it is not being fed. This is why people can feel exhausted and still keep scrolling. Their body wants rest, but their brain wants input. Their eyes are tired. Their mood is worse than before. They are not even enjoying it anymore. But stopping feels harder than continuing, because stopping means facing the quiet underneath it. And for an overstimulated brain, quiet can feel like withdrawal. This is the real danger. Overstimulation does not only steal your time. It steals your ability to feel normal when nothing is happening. And that matters because most meaningful things in life are slow. Learning is slow. Healing is slow. Deep focus is slow. Real conversations are slow. Building a better life is slow. So when your brain loses tolerance for slowness, it does not only lose focus. It starts losing access to depth. You begin avoiding anything that does not reward you immediately. You avoid hard work. You avoid silence. You avoid thinking. You avoid the uncomfortable gap before progress begins. And slowly your life becomes filled with movement, but not meaning. The solution is not extreme. You do not need to disappear from the internet. You do not need to throw your phone away. You do not need to force yourself into a dramatic routine. You need to rebuild your tolerance for quiet, slowly. Start with seconds. When you feel the urge to check your phone, pause for 10 seconds, just 10. Let the discomfort exist without obeying it immediately. When you are waiting for something, do not fill the gap instantly. When a task feels boring, stay with it for one more minute. When the room becomes quiet, let it stay quiet for a moment. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. That does not mean something is wrong. It means your brain is learning a rhythm it has forgotten. A slower rhythm. A quieter rhythm. A rhythm that does not need constant input to feel safe. And over time, something starts to change. Silence stops feeling like a threat. Boredom stops feeling like punishment. Rest starts feeling like rest again. Your mind becomes less desperate for escape. Real life becomes easier to notice. Not because the world suddenly becomes more exciting, but because your brain becomes sensitive enough to feel it again. So the next time everything becomes quiet, do not rush to fill it. Stay there for a few seconds. Let the discomfort rise. Let it pass. Let your brain remember that stillness is not danger. Doing nothing is not the enemy. Sometimes it is the doorway back to yourself.